Hello, hello. What's up? What's up? Hey, everybody. This is April, the Cool Gardener. This is April TCG. What's up? What's up? Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Hello, hello. Hey, what's up, everybody? Come on in, everybody. Come on in. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome. All right. Let's see. Okay. Let me take this earpiece out. Welcome, welcome. Come on in, everybody. How's everybody doing? I hope you're doing great. I'm doing great. I'm a little confused about what's going on in the trial right now. There's so much going on. Anyway, welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in. Let's talk about this trial. Let's talk about what's going on and what we think. So yeah, let's get into it. As you come in, please like the video and be sure to subscribe if you haven't already done so. Welcome to April TCG. Welcome, welcome. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get started with what I wanted to discuss because I'm seeing everyone kind of tiptoe around this alleged information about this Jane Doe person being 50 Cent's baby's mom, Daphne Joy. Now, 50 Cent, in my opinion, based on what he posted on his social media accounts, this is his baby's mom. That's what I take from it. 50 Cent has been right about all the stuff that we laughed at. We were laughing at 50 Cent. We were like, he doesn't know. He's a troublemaker. That's what we were saying. All the stuff that 50 Cent has said about Puffy is true, right? All of this stuff is so far true that 50 Cents was saying that we ignored. We were thinking, okay, he's troublemaker. So what's up, everybody? Amethyst, FBI, what's up? Hey, so yeah, he's been right about what he said. Now, for him to imply that this person, Jane Doe, is his baby's mama based on 50 Cent social media accounts. Now, for him to imply this, then I think it is. Now, I'm not saying it is, but I'm just saying what I think. I think it is. Because how does that man know so many details about Puffy, about Puffy's private relations? You understand what I'm saying? So that's what I think. Now, I want to just talk about if this is 50 Cent's baby's mom. Let's talk as if this is been a proven fact. Let's pretend, okay? Let's pretend this has been a proven fact. And you can't see anything. Let me see. Just a second. Oh, okay. Give me a moment. Highlight. Oh, shoot. Sorry about that. Okay. So I'm just gonna, I would think that my I would think that my picture would at least be showing, but you're right, it's just a black screen. So sorry about that. Sorry for the black screen. Sorry about that. But I'm here and let's get into what we were discussing about, hey, about what's going on. So let's assume that this is 50 Cent's baby's mom, all right? Let's assume. And okay, so let's go back. I want to talk about something that has come out, and that is this when she's okay, so she said when she first met Puffy, she was getting, how much was that amount? See, what I hear when I hear and I'm reading these transcripts from what's going on in that courtroom, I'm picking up different things. So I'm not looking at what everybody, because honestly, everything is is repeating itself to me. Everything at this point is like repetition. Okay, we know Puffy, what he was into, in his partners. We know that. I mean, we've heard this. This is alleged. We've heard that, what he likes, his Let me close the door. Okay, sorry about that. So we know this information, but let's say that this is a fact. Let's say that it has been proven that this is 50 Cent's mom. All right, now she said that they met in 2021, right? Okay, so if they met in 2021, and she said that when she first met Puffy, she was getting $4,700 in child support. See, this is juicy news to me. This is juicy because, like I said, everything else that's being talked about is stuff that we have already heard. But this right here is the juice. This is what people are skipping around. People are skipping over this information. So she said she was getting $4,700 a month for child support, and they have a son together, right? Now let's the 2021. 50 Cent, that's all he was paying? That's all he had to pay? All the money that he has, all the money that he's making with his power and all that? Like, isn't that crazy that she was only awarded 4,700? And see, that's what I'm saying. A lot of people are skipping around the fact, these other facts, these other things. Now, again, we're assuming this is that's a really good amount of money of child support, of course, for one child, but from 50 Cent, 4,700, that's, and he only has one other child. He only has two children, supposedly. So I found that to be so surprising. And then also, let me see. If you listen to, or if you read the transcripts from, especially today, so today was cross-examination, right? And if you read the transcripts from today, doesn't it seem like the defense is pulling out, they're trying to focus on where's the coercion? Where is it? That's what their target is, to show this was completely consensual behavior. That's what I think. Because if you look at these statements, now again, I'm pulling out what a lot of people, they skip over these things and they're just into the juice of what Puffy and her did and how they did it and when they, all this other stuff. But listen to what cross-examination brought out today when they were cross-examining her. So these are statements. Now, these are just things, in my opinion, that shows there was no coercion. Nothing was forced. Okay. So let's take a look at things that she actually said out of her mouth. So, attorney said you had the choice. So his question was, you had the choice of blah blah blah, right? Okay, so she responds, and these were her exact words. My choices were made under a lot of emotional pressure. My choices were made under a lot of emotional pressure. Those were her words. Emotional pressure. Now, emotional pressure, she used that. She said that. Emotional pressure. She didn't say under pressure, like under threat of it, she didn't say anything about that. Is not being forced under emotional pressure. That's just like if a female or a male, if you fall in love with someone, and this person, the person says, hey, let's go rob this bank, and say you say, okay, let's do it, because you are in love with this person, and so your stupid self is going to go rob the bank with them, right? So that person did not force you to rob no bank, right? They said, let's go rob the bank together. You said, okay, because you were emotionally tied to this person. So that is not that person did not force you to rob the bank. So that was one thing that I heard that these are statements that came out today. And the cross-examination, this is what their goal was. People are missing why the questions that this gentleman was asking. It's because he wanted to show proof of consensual. That's what he's trying to prove. So let's look at let's see. I want to just find some other quotes from her. Okay, another one. Combs would uplift me. He would uplift me. So this man would uplift her, but this man was this horrible abuser that forced you to do this and that and that, and you didn't want to do it, and it was torturous, and that's not a person that you would describe as an uplifting person, a person that uplifts you, right? That is not. So let's see. And actually, because there's so much, I like this, I really want to get into detail with this. I don't want to skip over anything. I'm trying to go in order, but my mind just kind of skips from here to there because it's just so much going on. I've never seen, it's hard following a trial that is not being televised, because the things that I like, that I pick up on, like I'm gonna say with the Young Thug trial, like being able to see the things, like every word that comes out of people's mouth, um like I already knew early on in that trial that Young Thug they were not gonna go down. I already knew that because of how the trial was going. This one, we're just like everyone's following it um based off of other people's interpretation, sort of. So it's kind of hard to get those details that I like to see if a person is guilty and not guilty of something. So it's a little different. I wish it was televised so I can look at facial expressions, so I can look at is are things, like a lot of things were, because if you notice, like in the transcripts, they don't show too much of objections. They don't show all those details. So I want to see that. Because usually, like if someone is testifying and this, say the defense is asking a question and that, the prosecution objects to, they'll say objection. And usually that tells us, okay, they didn't want that person to answer that. Why? Right? So then you go into analyzing, why didn't this person answer that, right? So we don't have that. Okay, so also, now this is not a statement, but she did testify to this today. She said that she looked through his phone. This is what she would do. She would look through his phone to make sure she was the only female he was having his, and I'm going to call the freak off nights, hotel nights, I'm going to call them menage a trois. So he was the only, she was looking through his phone to make sure that she was the only female that he was having these menage a trois with, right? That's what she said. Now, if a person is making you do something, okay, if a person is making you do something, are you, why would you be worried about if he's, wouldn't you? So I didn't, this is, so it's not matching. It's not matching what the government is trying to prove based on her testimony. These are words that came out of her mouth. Okay, so um let's see. All right, so feelings for him grew deeper. My feelings for him grew deeper. Now, if someone is abusive, someone is forcing you to do things, forcing you to take things, how are your feelings growing deeper? Now, I will say this. I have heard of, in like these toxic relationships where these women are being abused. I have heard people say that they're like, because people say, well, why didn't they leave? Because I have heard that you can get like almost addicted to being done that way, if that makes sense. So it could have been something like that. I don't know. But again, he's not on trial for domestic violence because he's completely guilty. If that's what he's being charged with, then he's guilty all the way. He was a very huge abuser, not only to his partners but also to staff. To, he was an abusive person. He abused his power, is what he did. And I think people, I'm telling you, I think that people, some people, they get so much money, and like any type of fantasy in your mind, like, we all have different fantasies. Well, I do. I'm assuming that that's normal. I don't know. But like, certain fantasies are just supposed to be in your mind. And I think Puffy, with the power that he felt he had, I think he just pursued his dark fantasies in his mind and he made them come to light. That's what it seems like. So people are saying, oh, he's weird and all this stuff. Yeah, the stuff that he did was interesting, but it still is, to each his own. It still is not, in my opinion, racketeering, conspiracy, and sex trafficking. Now, conspiracy, that would need to be more, I would need more details about that. But sex trafficking and racketeering, I think there's, and then also, so all these people that have testified so far, other than Cassie, even Cassie, no, Cassie, she was given immunity. The person that's testifying today, Jane, as well as Mia, and the assistants, these people were all given immunity. So basically, they're not going to be charged with anything that comes out if they testify. That's how that goes. So that's why these people are coming out saying these things. Because this girl today, the Jane Doe person, she was darn in contact with Puffy up until he got arrested. Up until his arrest, she was actually in contact with Puffy, still doing their little stuff, their hotel nights as they call it. So I find that very interesting. And now she's on the stand. This was April. She said the last time that she, excuse me, that she talked to him was April. Let me see. I have it here somewhere. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Oh no, the last time that she talked to his attorneys was April. This past April, a few months ago, was the last time that she talked to the defense. Because she was actually like going back and forth with the defense. She was actually like on Puffy's side. So up until April, she stopped communicating with the defense. And Puffy is still paying for her legal fees and still paying the rent on the house. That's another thing too. So she says that Puffy is paying her house, her rent, and everything. Why did she slip and say our house in the courtroom? She said our house. That's what she said. So and the way that it was written in the sentence, it doesn't seem like she would be referring to her and her son. It seemed like she was referring to her and her son and Puffy. That's what it seems to me. And then yeah, so if this is Puffy's, I mean, excuse me, not Puffy, but 50 Cent's baby's mom, um, why is 50 Cent's baby's mom an OnlyFans model? Allegedly. Those are the questions I have. These things that are coming out about this Jane Doe, I want to know. I'm nosy. I want to know the juicy stuff because we already know what these people are going to say Puffy did. We pretty much at this point know. Okay, we can give a rundown of the alleged things that Puffy does. So Puffy is into um bossing people around. He's kind of on the bully side. He's a bully, right, with his people. So he likes to show who's in charge, who's the powerful one. Which he was that way back in the tunnel days when he was doing the parties at the tunnel. He's always wanted to be shown as the person in charge, the person on top. You know what I'm saying? So that's like a power ego type of thing. So we already know that about Puffy. We know that he is not a good boyfriend at all. He is not a good boyfriend. We know that he cheats. So he has lots of women. He already admitted to this one. He already told Jane he has lots of women. That's what he said. So we already know that. We know that he was abusive. We already know that. We saw that with our own eyes that he is abusive. We already know that he's a horribly abusive person. So that's we know that. So these are the things that are coming out that we know. And then like what else? We know that he likes, to have situations with encounters with men, and usually they've been considered entertainers such as escorts, strippers, stuff like that. So he likes to watch his mate and the other person together doing all these things. So we know that based on the testimony of all these people. And yeah, so we know all these things. So it's pretty much at this point, and he pays for these people. We know he pays for these people. So that's pretty much a trick. So pretty much we know he's a trick, allegedly, right? So we know he's a trick. That's what we know. Except he's a different kind because he hires men. And then and then as far as like his women, I'm gonna tell you something. Now, as far as him paying the rent and doing this and investing in your little thing, that's actually, I don't know about everybody else. Listening to people with their opinions, and this is just straight up, listening to folks with their opinions, you can tell like the different life experience that people have had, because everybody sees this in their own way. So some people are like, oh, this is horrifying, Puffy should burn in hell, go to prison for life, 30 years, give them 30 years, 40, some people are looking at it like that, but then some people are like, okay, where's the racketeering? Where's the conspiracy? Where's the sex trafficking? And that's because we all have different paths that we have experienced in life. So we see things differently because a lot of females, they'll tell you right now, a lot of females that have dealt with guys in the music industry, they'll say, well, that's normal for the guy to pay your rent and, get your furniture. Look at Shaquille O'Neal and Superhead. I don't know if y'all remember that, if anybody's, read her book, but that's what Shaq was doing. He was paying her. He bought the furniture because he wanted furniture to fit his liking for when he was in town, right? When he went there. And so that's actually normal in the industry. So so for some people that's a surprise, but for some people it's normal. Some of this stuff is normal. A lot of people, like, the stuff that you see on TV as far as like rock stars, and I'm saying rock stars, I'm saying I'm referring to people in the music industry, right? So in the music industry, some people, to a lot of people, this is normal. Now, as far as when they get into the freaky stuff, I think that's like Puffy. He pretty much was trying to live out his fantasies, his dark fantasies. That's what I think. I think he just was living out his fantasies. And I'm going to tell you also, at the beginning, I think the first week when Cassie was testifying, didn't she, it came out, or didn't she testify that he had a small size? That could be why he liked to look at his females with other people, because he wanted to see them being pleasured, because he knew he could not do that. I don't know. I'm just going off of my something that I'm just seeing it from my mind, because I kind of I yeah. So I'm just seeing it from a different point of view. I'm pulling out, just like with the Young Thug trial, I'm pulling things out that a lot of people are just kind of overlooking. So that's what I'm doing. All right, so what I'm going to do, because I'm looking at the screen myself, it is just black. So I want to do a proper live, and I think that's why people are coming in and then leaving very quickly. So I want to do a proper live. So this right here, I am going to, I don't know if I should keep this on. No, I'm going to have to turn it off so I can redo it. So if anybody is still in here, hang tight. Keep your notification. Click on your notifications so that when I do go live, once I get this taken care of, that you will be able to see me, because I really want to, get this update in for the week as far as the Puffy trial. So be sure to come back, and hopefully this will be rectified. All right. Thank you for watching and being so patient. All right. Peace.